Good morning and welcome to another beautiful morning. It's going to be a stunner. It's Friday morning, so that's always exciting. It's nearly the weekend. All right, so it's been as you know, I mean, over a few videos that I've been doing, it's been quite a good 6 weeks or more, 4 weeks, being quite mentally challenged, right? It's been mentally heavy for you, for me, for a lot of people, and I mean, it's different for everyone, but I guess what I want to talk about in this video is one thing that I feel that is working for me, and it's circumstantial, it'll be different for everyone, but is something that's been able to give me that bit of boost, to be able to have a bit of willpower, to get out and have this do more mentality, or just do mentality. And I think it's a valid conversation, and that's all about intention. Let's get into it. So good. All right, so if we just have a quick reflection over the last 4 weeks, this is me personally. You know, it's been tough mentally, as I mentioned, and if I compare myself between back then and now, and this is all circumstantial, right? It's going to be different for everyone, but if I compare myself back 4 weeks to now, you know, I'm stressed, overwhelmed, frustrated, and this still comes and goes in waves, right? So I'm not saying what I've done is fix the problem, but it's all part of the process. And you know, what I've come to realize, and working through it and trying to understand it, is I needed to do something about it, and it's not as simple as just snapping out of it and getting back to a good sense of mentality, I guess. It's easier said than done. So I've got a few points, a few things that I believe can help all of us. It's been helping me, and I wanted to share those and what that process has kind of looked like. So yeah, let me share. All right, so point number one is identify, and I think it just comes down to identifying and accepting and understanding that this isn't good, that things aren't in a good position mentally. You know, it's bad, it's not good for you, it's not healthy, and you need to accept it. Understand that something has to change, because if you don't have that mentality at all, and you're just I guess just being so overwhelmed or consumed by, you know, the stress, the frustration, then nothing's going to change. You have to first identify and just accept that something needs to change. And I think that's understanding, right? Because if we understand and accept it, then it makes it a little bit easier to move on, or to progress out of that situation. Thoughts? Right, so point number two, and this is a quick one, right? And I kind of mentioned it already. It's be willing. Now that you've identified that something has to change, that it just can't keep going like this, you have to have the will. You have to be willing, and even if it's just a small amount, just be willing to say, okay, I'm going to try something different. I'm going to give this a go and see what happens. Right? Just a little bit of will. That's all you need. All right, so point number three is action. All right, it's time to take action, right? You've identified there's a problem. You've got a little bit of willpower to give something a go, and now it's time to take action. And it's to do it with purpose and do it with intention, right? It's going into whatever this action's going to be, and we'll go through that in a minute. But it's going in with the intent that it's for you, to help better you, right? It's not for anyone else, but it's to go in with a clear understanding of intention and purpose, and that's to get you through it, right? To help you survive, cope, and come out the other side smiling, right? Which kind of wraps up those 3 points, right? So, you know, all of this isn't about jumping on a growth or progress train. It's about getting back a sense of fresh mentality, or a healthy mentality in order for you to be in a better place. It's self-love, self-care, it's looking after you. So the intent and purpose of all this isn't for anyone else, but you're going into this for you, right? Now I'm going to talk about some of the things that I've done, that I've taken action on in terms of going in with intent, and how I believe it's made a difference in these different things. All right, so just some examples. Won't be the same for you, but I'm hoping it will give you a better understanding. So a couple of things that I've been doing. First one is mental breaks. Right now things are a bit crazy at work, and with everything that's going on, I think sometimes we absorb ourselves into things which help us, I guess, escape the acceptance that we need to do something about our mental health, right? So for me, I've been forcing to make sure that I have some logical mental breaks, or basically step away from what I've been doing and just have a chill out time, whether it's 30 minutes or an hour through the day. If I don't have that, it kind of throws things out of whack. Now that's not a lot if you're switched on all day, but it's something that I can look forward to and something that helps me get over the hump of each day, right? So for me, mental breaks in logical blocks. Crossing the road. The second thing is with my content creation, and this one is important for a lot of us, those that are content creators or like to create content. And for me, it's been reframing why I'm doing it. I mean, you want to create content not for the sake of creating content. Going in, thinking about what's the intent here, what's the purpose, what value am I bringing? So focusing on my intention of bringing purpose and value enables me to go into it with a holistic mindset and with clarity. And also it helps avoid some of that doubt when we think our content isn't good enough. The next point is systems and routines. Now, sometimes when we try and jump in to make a change, we try and do it all at once. We try and make it big, and it's overwhelming. It's hard to land on your feet and get the ball running, right? So the intent of something smaller, a system or a routine, is that you're doing small things on a regular basis. Just like how a bad habit occurs, you're doing something very small over a long period of time, and it compounds and has a bad effect. Whereas if you're doing something small, which is really good, over a long period of time, it's going to enable a positive compound, right? And that's what you're looking for. So if you're trying to make a change, if you're trying to do something, do it in smaller pieces, do it daily, do it 10 minutes a day. You know, find logical ways or small ways to integrate it into your life, or ways that just seem seamless. And then over time, they become just natural things that you do, and you can start to add more, change it up, or you get the motivation for those things and you have the motivation to do even more again. So it's those small little things over time, doing it with intent, with the idea to make a bigger change. All right, here we go. 5k done, feeling good, feeling fresh, both physically and mentally. Good run. Now let's just wrap this up. I really hope all of this has been making sense, because my intent is to try and help you guys, and at the same time it's me also just working through what I'm thinking, how I'm feeling, and you know, what's working for me. So I think it all comes down to, regardless if this is to do with mental things or if it's just about doing more or taking action, right? I think the next time you're going to go do something is think about it from the perspective of, what's the intent here? What's the purpose here? what's my purpose here, what's my intent, or what are we trying to achieve, or what are you trying to achieve? If you understand that, you can jump into these actions, these processes, these tasks that you're doing, whether it's with work or school, or if it's just dealing through things. It enables you to have a stronger path forwards and onwards, right? And it's about having the right mindset and that framework, which enables you to understand, why am I doing this, and what am I trying to achieve out of this? Because if you understand those things, it's very clear on where you're going. Understanding with purpose and intent is going to get you that little bit further. I think I've said it 1,000 times now. Jeepers. Anyway, that's it. That's all I've got, and I hope there's something here for everyone. All right. Well, make sure you like, subscribe, comment, do the whole shebang, and hustle. Check out all these pigeons. Jeepers.